So what do you do?
Um, the short answer is payroll and HR software.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, but it's a little beyond that in a sense. We haven't started yet.
We've started.
Oh
Yeah,
gosh,
we're
okay,
going.
yeah. Sorry, man. It's a little beyond that because of my history, I have a real big passion for finding youngsters with potential and giving them a platform to leverage off of that. And payroll and HR software is a mechanism, and it's a cool mechanism because. Number one, when it comes to businesses, everybody needs payroll. Number two, payroll is more than just a push of a button and transfer funds. You know, it's school fees, it's medical bills, it's confidence, it's experience. So the guys get an opportunity to sharpen up their interpersonal skills.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they get a chance to solve problems, and it's a good space to be.
That's cool. And you're based in Joburg?
Johannesburg.
According to your...
Johannesburg. We do have a office in Durban, and we operate across Africa, and we've got a few clients in the Middle East.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So I heard you say that you love to give young people a platform. What do you mean by that?
So we have a very young staff complement, and we are quite slow with the hiring. And when we do find candidates, I mean, I've got 21-year-olds that are earning 60, 70,000 Rand a month. You know, they work really hard for it. But beyond that, we gym with our team in the mornings. We've got this whole kind of wellness program within our organization that kind of supports their growth in not just a financial way, you know. So I think it's very important that people get a rounded experience, especially with the way the world is today, you know, and we try and obviously give them opportunities hiking and, you know, experience different stuff that you may not necessarily have done before, and just add a bit of color to their palettes. You know?
That's awesome. So what's your age range of your employees that you guys are hiring?
The youngest started 3 months after he finished matric. Yeah, he came to the office pretty much every day without being paid for 2 months. He's my office manager's cousin, and he's now one of our star employees. And yeah, so from about 19, the eldest we have is about 45.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I really like you were saying that you focus on wellness. So obviously your HR and the payroll and all that stuff is a vehicle to do that with. So it's do you think it's a vehicle to help them improve their lives?
Yeah.
Have you found how have you found that for your business? Has it?
So I picked up a criminal record at the tender age of 22 years old.
Yes.
And it was for possession of marijuana when I was in the financial industry and living in Cape Town. And it affected my life and my ability to progress for a number of years. You know, I was packing boxes in trucks, and I was a teacher for a small stint until they figured it out because I was temping, and then I worked with my dad. So during the course of my 20s, not being able to buy a vehicle, not being able to move out of my mom's place, you know, I felt that I did have potential, and I would have really valued the opportunity to be able to express it. You know, and that's kind of, I guess, where it stems from, you know. And I love my team. They rock and roll. So they got a great culture, and they all feed off one another, and they care for one another. So
That's amazing. So something I'm playing with on my own podcast at the moment is helping people join. So I also believe that what we do as a business is, what we do is the vehicle to the why. So, you know, the whole Simon Sinek thing.
yeah.
So I'm loving what I'm hearing here, because it sounds like your framework of HR and having a business is really there to empower kids and to empower people to live their best versions.
Correct.
And do you feel like that is in any way connected to the way that you lived your life experience was leading up to this point?
Yes. I think it's very much so, because when I wasn't being given opportunities because of possession of marijuana, something you can buy pretty much anywhere right now, I didn't stop upscaling myself. I didn't stop going through the motions of reading and, you know, finding different areas of interest. You know, that I can sink my teeth into, and I had a lot of time back then.
Yeah.
You know, so yes, very much has a knock-on effect to
That's awesome.
to this.
That's awesome. So Jumping to EO, we
Yes.
hear 3-day conference.
Yes.
What's been the highlight of the conference for you so
Jeez.
far? And if you really struggle to find one, you can give us 2.
No, well, yeah. Look, there's certainly one. There's a lot, but the one that just stands out above because of the story is a talk we had today from one of the keynotes, and it's a gentleman who was kidnapped at 9 years old, and became a child soldier and walked from Angola to Namibia and made his way to Cape Town. And that story was incredible.
Absolutely wild.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that the persistence of a higher calling, whether it was just what he heard in Cape Town or whether it was food around the corner, and just trying to put myself in his mind when he was taking those steps without a light at the end of the tunnel in 2,700 kilometers,
It's a long way.
So that shook my world, and I'm still going to have to take some time to digest it.
Okay.
But since you gave me a bonus point, I think the people, hey, I think EO is a very special place because it's not everywhere you can have discussions with people who actually get the sacrifice and the stresses and the what entrepreneurs generally go through in their journey. So that for me is always a pleasure. And now seeing that amplified across Africa and the Middle East and Japan and people from all over the world kind of resonating at the same frequencies, power.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So yeah, I also love that session.
Yeah.
So what is the walkaway for you from that exact session?
Well, I'm still going to have to digest
Yeah.
this even further.
Just off the cuff.
But what can I complain about? What is worth complaining about today? I mean, you get served a coffee that's not warm enough, and it's like, oh, man, something to complain about. But no. And number one. And number two, I think even probably equally, if not more important than that, is the importance of paying it forward, and the impact that could have. Taking the time to find out, hey man, what's your name? Where you from? What's your story? And you can't discount somebody because they're on the street. And yeah, that real grit of that story. It's gonna stay here.
Yeah.
For a very long time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So next year there'll be EO Ignite in Cape Town.
Yes.
For those people who are potentially thinking about going,
Yes.
what would you say to them?
Oh, please go to EO Ignite in Cape Town. The value of all the speakers, the value of the insights, the value of the success stories and the failures, the testimony of, just human spirit. It's beyond just the nuts and bolts of business, and it brings a human element to it. It's a fantastic networking opportunity to meet peers from around the world, and I'm forming friendships right now, that are friendships, and that's valuable. That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we're going to wrap up. Is there anything else that you'd like to say?
Well, I've got a deep sense of gratitude for EOA, the time and effort and care that's been put into the facilitation of growth, the care of the individual, and the care of the business, and by extension the relevant teams and the employees. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be part of such an amazing team.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Thanks for sharing, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah, Rylin.
Yeah.
Love it.